So last week's video was highly controversial, it would seem, and got a lot of feedback from there. A lot of negative feedback, which really sucked. You know, it's like I just came out there and really wanted to talk to you guys and tell you a little bit about some insight about my industry. And speaking on that, I wanted to clear up one thing. While I am the PR manager for Megarom, and I do represent the company, what I do here, this is very personal to me. This is a vlog. This is a blog. It's a place where I can talk about what I feel and give you a little bit of insight into my industry. So, you know, don't take that as, you know, the PR manager and, you know, what I'm doing here. This has nothing to do with what I work. I've taken the time to come out here and just talk to you guys about what I'm feeling, what I'm going on, and all that sort of stuff. So I just wanted to clear that up and make sure that everybody understands what I do here. Also, I think there's a lot of interesting views on my video last week. And if you didn't see it, go check it out here. I thought it needed to be said. I said my piece. Some people still disagree with me, and that's it. You know, I can't do any more than that. Back to what is going on in the industry right now is we're all gearing up for Gamescom, and that's in Germany. One of the biggest trade shows, not even trade show, it's a trade show, consumer show. One of the biggest shows in the world. It sort of dwarfs E3, but that's because E3 is more of an industry show. So to give you an idea, we are going to see probably about 275,000 people walk through the doors at the Cologne Messe in Germany, Cologne. And I think that's going to be quite epic. And we've been a couple of times. It's always a great time to go because we get to go see hands-on with the games that are coming out for Christmas and for next year. And I think this one's going to be particularly interesting because a lot of the next generation consoles are going to be available for us to test and try out and really get our hands on. So I'm quite excited for that. And I leave on Friday, which is quite cool. I'm going to spend the weekend there with some of the press guys and some of the partners as well. And what I wanted to do actually is it's a funny thing. I have this routine now with traveling where you take a certain amount of items to ensure you have a wonderful flight, because anybody that's flown to Europe knows that it's 10 to 12 hours, and it's in a plane in economy class, or cattle class as they like to call it. You're already cramped up and all that sort of stuff. So there are a couple of things that I always take with me on a flight to make sure that my flight is comfortable. And those things are kind of essential. I think you should look at them too. First thing that I'll always pack is earbuds. Always pack earbuds if you want to avoid crying babies or just airplane noise or anything like that. You can pick them up at any chemist. They come in like big 6-packs or something like that, and a little container so you can reuse them later. And they've literally been lifesavers for me. Not even on the plane, just going on holiday to places where I have had to stay in a bungalow type of thing. Just put them in and you get silence, which is great. A little bit of humming in the background and you can sort of hear some coughing and whatnot, but amazing otherwise. So I really recommend getting earbuds. And at the same time, I'd also recommend getting your own headset. You know, the airplane, they hand out, you know, crummy headsets, but get headsets that are comfortable for you. For me personally, I get the earbud headsets, because firstly they block out all the noise around and they're quite comfortable to just lie out and fall asleep on the headrest. But what you got to also remember is that the headrests or the airplanes have specific little switches. So you need to pack a converter. It's like a 2-prong converter. This is a picture of it now. And a very handy little tool, because the airplanes want you to use their headsets. So very sneaky, sort of stick that in and you can use your own headset, which is quite cool. The other thing that I wanted to stress out, especially on a long 12-hour flight, is it's very important to be comfortable, especially in that cattle class sort of seating there. So what I like to do is I get on the plane, take off my shoes immediately, because your feet actually expand in the flight. So you lose a lot of blood circulation. Remember, you're sitting down for a long time as well. So I get straight into my PJs. I have these long PJs that I get into, and then I just KO for the rest of the flight. And I've done that pretty successfully now for the last 2. I think I've finally got my flying experience down to a T now. And the last thing that I'll say, and it was something I only discovered recently, and one of my press guys actually pointed out to me, was that don't have coffee on the flight. I got into this routine of having, we have dinner and everything, and then afterwards having coffee seems really nice. But you don't realize how late it is. And once you have that coffee, the caffeine, I don't know, for some it affects people differently. For me, I have caffeine and I can't sleep. Like I sort of like sit there morbidly trying to like get some shut eye, but it doesn't work. So don't have coffee if you're sensitive to caffeine, and rather have some water, and you'll have a much better or easier time getting to sleep. Also, something I recently discovered was a travel pouch. Get a sexy little travel pouch. This is mine. It's very cool. Here is where you store all your documents, and it's your passports, your visas, your change, your cash, all your slips that you use when you go overseas, your cards, SIM cards, anything that you get while you're overseas. Put it in this pouch, and it's quite nice. You just keep it. When you get back, everything's still in there and it's in one place, so you don't lose it. The amount of times I've had scares because I've lost my passport, this I can tell you I would have done without that sort of a scare. So definitely get a travel pouch. They're very cool, and it's easier to just like stick it in a bag, and when you need it, just zip it out quickly, and you've got all your stuff, all your documentation, so your flight itinerary, your hotel staying, maybe a map of the city, all that sort of stuff. So very handy to have. I would recommend that you leave it at the hotel when you do get there though. Put it in the hotel safe and just leave it, and don't take it out with you, because the last thing you want to do is lose something that's with that much value in it. So definitely take that out. And so we're going with quite a hefty crew of press. I'm quite excited about that. That's going to be cool. And I'll be taking my GoPro. I know a couple of the other press guys are coming with us. They're going to be taking their cameras and GoPros as well. So hopefully there's going to be a ton of footage coming out of Gamescom, which is really exciting because I don't think we've had that locally yet. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope to be able to bring some of it to you as quickly as possible. I'm not sure how it's all going to work. We've got to get ourselves sorted out there. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. And hopefully next week, the Gamescom starts on the 21st. And we'll have some stuff for you straight away. Cool. Other than that, keep awesome. Like and subscribe my videos. I hope you're enjoying it. Please leave comments at the bottom below. I'd love to hear more thoughts from you. Constantly engage the guys below with their comments, And if you have any questions, please drop them below and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. All right. Stay awesome. Keep smiling.